So to go over something that has been kind of bugging me, well, slightly, because I've seen it from a friend on Facebook. He shared a video and they had to bring up the talking between like millionaires or billionaire, mostly built multi-billion dollar companies and whatnot. And it always gets brought up by like, the common man. Well, if you just paid your fair share. And I had to bring up that I personally think the billionaires or millionaires, whatever, paying, especially billionaires and of multi-billion dollar companies, the paying your fair share argument is actually relatively stupid because they're paying a tax attorney to make sure they can use every loophole legally allowed to where they have to pay as little as possible. Now, that's not including some people that do some other shit that I'd found out more recently that's different, but okay, that's something I don't quite understand and would have to do a whole bunch more research into. And their response was, well, in the eyes of the law, they're not paying their fair share. And it's like, yes, they are. Their fair share is what they had to pay in the requirement of the law. It's what I stated. And I understand this person is more of the taxation is theft and that. But it's still just been one of those things that bothers me. You can't sit there and say, well, in the eyes of the law, they're not paying their fair share when they're following the law of paying what they're supposed to pay. If you want them to pay what you think is their fair share, you either have to add laws or change the laws. And for some odd reason, no one wants to. Well, we know why the people in politics don't want to. I mean, Trump was the one who did say it when he debated Hillary Clinton, of saying he's like, yes, he does use those loopholes. Her friends do as well. Most people in politics do. And because they can pay for a tax attorney to make sure that they get those write-offs. And it's always just one of those things that bothers me to be like, oh, well, in the eyes of the law, they're not paying their fair share. Yes, they are. If they are not blatantly breaking the law or not paying taxes, while you may not like how much they're paying, you may not think it's fair. It's still fair in the eyes of the law because it's what they're required to pay. And that's why I get so irritated, because if you're going to go through and state, hey, we think they should pay more, you either have to give a certain justification of why the laws need to be changed. And it can just be, we think they should pay more. But then it's also been brought up by some others that, you can always remember that if you don't feel that you personally have paid your fair share of taxes or anything, you can give money to the government for it to be done that way. That's not even a tax deduction or anything. It's like you can just quite literally give or donate the money to the government. Well, that's been innate rambling for no fucking reason for about 3.5 minutes. Have a good day.